Satyam Sajivam Sadvedam Savadudam Parijana Sahidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishadaginam Shah Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamature Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavadir Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtude Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bhagam Lange Dekire Yat Kripatavaham Nande Shri Guru Dinadaranam Paramananda Madhamam Shri Chaitanya Ishvara Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Guru Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachayani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashnati Vishadaram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we'll continue with Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 25th chapter, verse number 43. You can please chant the verse after me. Narada Uvacha
Narada Uvacha
Idi tau dhampati tatra
Iti tau dampati tatra
Yuta samayam mitaha
samayam viduha
Tam pravishya puri rajan
Rajan
Udatte shadam samaha Synonyms. Narada Vacha, the great sage Narada spoke. Iti thus, thou, they, dampati, husband and wife. Tatra, there, samyudya, being equally enthusiastic, samayam, accepting one another, midaha, mutually, tam, in that place, pravishya, entering, purim, in that city, rajan, O king, mumutate, they enjoyed life, sashata, 100 samaha years. Translation. The great sage Narada continued, my dear king, those two, the man and the woman, supporting one another through mutual understanding, entered that city and enjoyed life for 100 years. Okay, one makes the purport. Anyone likes to read the purport? Yes, Prabhu. Prakash Parai Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. 100 years is significant in this connection because every human being is given the concession to live up to 100 years. The span of life is different on different planets according to the planet's distance from the sun. In other words, 100 years on this planet is different from 100 years according to the time on the Brahmaloka planet. But one day of Brahma is equal to millions of years of this planet. Similarly, the days on the heavenly planets are equal to 6 months on this planet. On every planet, however, the span of the life for a human being is roughly 100 years. According to the lifespans on different planets, the standards of living also differ. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So we'll do one more sloka. It's related. 44. Upagiyamano lalitam tatra tatra chagayake kridan parivriddha stribir radinim avishakshacho. Upakiyamanaha, being sung about, lalitam, very nicely, tatra here and there, cha also, ghayake by the singers, kridan playing, parivridaha surrounded, sribi by women, pradinim in the water of the river, avishat entered, shachau when it was too hot. Translation. Many professional singers used to sing about the glories of King Puranjana and his glorious activities. When it was too hot in the summer, he used to enter a reservoir of water and he would surround himself with many women and enjoy their company. Can you continue, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A living being has different activities in different stages of life. One stage is called Jagrata, the life of awakening, and another is called Swapna, or the life of dream. Another stage is called susupti, or life in an unconscious state, and still another stage occurs after death. In the previous verse, the life of awakening was described. That is, the man and the woman were married and enjoyed life for 100 years. In this verse, life in the dream state is described. For the activities Puranjana accomplished during the day were also reflected at night in the dream state. Puranjana used to live with his wife for sense enjoyment, and at night this very sense enjoyment was appreciated in different ways. A man sleeps very soundly when he is greatly fatigued, and when a rich man is greatly fatigued, he goes to his garden house with many female friends, and there enters the water and enjoys their company. Such is the tendency. Uh, Such is the tendency of the living entity within this material world. A living entity is never satisfied with a woman unless he is trained in the system of brahmacharya. Generally, a man's tendency is to enjoy many women, and even at the very end of life, the sex impulse is so strong that even though one is very old, he still wants to enjoy the company of young girls. Thus, because of the strong sex impulse, the living entity becomes more and more involved in this material world. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Narada Uvacha Iti Tau Dampati Tatra Samudya Samayam Mitaha Tam Pravishya Purim Rajan Mumudate Shatam Samaha. Translation: The great sage Narada continued, "My dear king, those two, the man and woman, supporting one another through mutual understanding, entered that city and enjoyed life for 100 years. Hare Krishna. So Narada Muni is saying this to whom?
Prachin
About whom? Who's this man and women?
about the living entity in the body.
Puranjana and Puranjani. Okay, that's the story. Now here, their enjoyment, verse 43 and 44 is describing about their enjoyment. Okay, sense gratification. So it is said that both of them, by mutual understanding, entered the city and enjoyed the life for 100 years. Now this 100 years, Prabhupada says, it's calculation according to this planet, but in different planets, it's a different level, right? And praised by singers, surrounded by women, Puranjana enjoyed in the river during the hot summer. The next sloga, the three stages of enjoyment is again mentioned of Puranjana, which is Jagarti, that is he enjoyed for 100 years in his wakeful state, and Swapna, playing with women in his dream state because the senses do not function at that time and actions continue by the impression, and Susupti, he entered the river and the space in the heart where the jiva resides during deep sleep. So wakefulness and unconscious, that is mild sleep and deep sleep. So different stages are explained, but still he's having sense gratification. So here Prabhupada mentions that this 100 years is for the human beings, like the total lifespan, no? Giving a concession to live up to the 100 years. So, but hardly we see anybody living like that, because that's a symptom of Kali. Now, what are the symptoms of Kali Yuga? Which Bhagavatam explains. Any symptoms of Kali Yuga about lifespan?
Alpayusa.
That means
short lifespan.
Yeah, short lifespan, right? Prayena alpayusa sabhya kalau asmin yuge jana manda sumanda madayo manda bhagyahi vadriga. So this is from first canto, first chapter, verse number 10. This sloka is to be memorized. So are doing Bhakti Vaibhav. So Prayena alpayusa sabhya. Prayena alpayusa. Alpayusa means the age, I mean the lifespan is decreasing. Alpayusa. And then Prayena, like as the Yuga, you can see Satya Yuga, people lived for how many years in Satya Yuga? How many years did people live in Satya Yuga?
1 lakh years.
1 lakh. 1 lakh. Treta Yuga?
10,000 years. 1,000 years.
1,000. And Kali Yuga?
100.
100. Okay. not that everyone lives till that, but that was the normal lifespan. So you can see how it is decreasing. In Satyuga, people lived for 1 lakh of years. Just imagine your lifespan. You're cutting the cake for your 1 lakh birthday. No? So much people used to live like that, because that's how. Why do you think the lifespan was more in Satyuga? Why?
People are in mode of
The austerity and penance they will do.
Austerity, penance, that's fine. Because the lifespan is more, they were able to do austerity and penances.
Always
Truthful life.
truthfulness,
Truthful life.
no duality.
No duality, fine. But still,
No pollution.
worship only Supreme Lord.
More
Pollution
bhakti.
what was the duration of Satyuga? What was the duration of the Satyuga?
1 lakh years.
That's the lifespan, na? Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years. What is Satyuga? What was the duration?
4 times of 4 lakh
times.
30,000.
4 times.
You can do the calculation. So Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 times. Double is Dwapar Yuga, there is 8 lakh something. Then triple of Kali Yuga is Treta Yuga, and 4 times the Kali Yuga, 4 into 4,32,000. So that's the duration of Satyuga. So the duration of Satyuga itself was big, and the lifespan was also big. Because of that, your lifespan is big. You can do austerity penances, like Hiranyakashipu went for like so many years, so 60,000 years, so many years you can go and do tapasya. And that was prescribed in Satyuga. So you can see the duration of the yuga itself is big, and the lifespan was also big. But when it came to Kali Yuga, because of so many reasons, the duration is decreasing. Kalo usmin yuge jana, in Kali Yuga, that will happen to the jana. Manda sumanda madhyo manda bhagyahi ubhadrata. These are the 4 things which will happen. They'll be unfortunate, they'll be less intelligent. No, manda sumanda madhya, lazy. Manda means lazy. Sumanda madhya, misguided because of bogus gurus. Manda bhagya, unlucky because they're not able to taste the nectar of devotional service. And above all, disturbed. You can see all of this. At least some of these qualities are in us also. Why? Because we are in Kali Yuga. Lazy, not able to get up at Brahma Muhurta, not able to take a bath and sit and chant. Sometimes it's raining also, like, oh, I can't take a bath. It's okay. I can. There's no rules and regulations for chanting Hare Krishna. It's okay if I don't take a bath. But you're getting advanced. You are attending Bhagavatam daily. You're chanting 16 rounds. Let's improve. You go to 10th standard board exam and you start writing on the margin. What will the teacher say? Have a margin and then write legibly, neatly. They won't give. In LKG, UKG, you can write in the margin here, that side, this side. Teacher won't say anything because you are in that stage. But then as you advance in Krishna consciousness, let's give up our laziness, because lazy to read Srila Prabhupada's book, lazy to, all this is there in us. Now, misguided. Yes, definitely. Sometimes we listen to Prabhupada's lecture like, oh, I have to chant that this. But the moment we listen to some Mayavadi or some non-devotees, they're like, why are you chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? And then we get misguided a little bit. Mandabhagyo, unlucky. We have Prabhupada's transcendental literatures with us. We have Srimad Bhagavatam, where Dharma resides. That's the literary form of Krishna in our house. And we don't even open it. We don't even take off the plastic cover covering those books. We're so unlucky. We're so unlucky. We're so unfortunate that we are not able to take advantage of Srila Prabhupada's association. And then disturbed. So much disturbed we are. Right? So all this is there in Kali Yuga. So short lives. Okay, in the age of Kali, we have short lives. Prayana alpa is a quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, and unlucky, and always disturbed. So Prabhupada says here, this is mainly because of your irregular habits, because of our not sattvic food, and because of all this over sense gratification, overeating, atyahara prayasasya. All this is over dependence. These are all the artificial standards. That's why our lifespan is decreasing. So Prahlad Maharaj says, it's okay. And a different span is different in different planets according to the different distance from the sun. But Brahma's world, when you come to Brahma's 100 years, that's different. When it compares to this planet. And the days on the heavenly planets are equal to 6 months on this planet. So every planet has their own, the lifespan for human being. So you can see every planet, the lifespan of human being is roughly calculated to be 100 years according to that particular planet. This statement indicates what? What clue does Prabhupada give us from this statement? Just concentrate on every planet and human. That means there is
Human life in every planet.
every
All
planet.
planets.
So,
Yeah.
so you agree there is life in moon also? There is
Yes.
human beings in moon planet also? You agree?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
But
yes.
was the scientist able to prove it? No. But the Shastra says, right? There is in every planet the span of, this is how there is 4 lakh human species. Chatur Lakshani Manava. When you say 84 lakh species of life, there is 4 lakh human beings, not in this planet alone. Different planetary systems of different universes. There are different type of human beings based on, see, our body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. In the moon planet, it will become some other composition. Even in the sun planet, there is humans, but their body is made up of fire. Now, we have 100 years with us. Now, how do we use it? It's up to us. You have, now Krishna won't interfere in your minute independence. You have 100 years, you want to do sense gratification, shall do. But then you have 100 years, why don't we use it for Krishna service? That's what Prahlad also says. No? So, Pumsa Varsha Satam Hi Ayush. Pumso Varsha, you have 100 years. 100 years is your duration of life. No? But then what are we doing in that 100 years? What do we do in that 100 years? How is it split? First 20 years in our life, what do we do?
Brahmacharya.
We just play.
Brahmacharya.
Yes, Brahmacharya is there, but what is the basic thing all the kids do?
We just play.
Play
And
around. Play around.
Study and educate.
Yeah, but playing, mostly playing, na? Toys and that, this and friends and playing. Like, can you be serious in devotional service at that time? No. What about the last 20 years of our life? Last 20, 80 plus.
we're sick and bedridden sometimes.
Yeah, resting and forbidden, and so many old age and disease problem and dementia and all that problem. So loss of memory and all that. So first 20 years gone, last 20 years is gone. And then in the middle, what is left now? 100 minus 40?
Sense gratification.
160. Now in that 60, what do you do? Half of it. Half of the 60 years. 30 years, what do we do?
Sleep.
Sense
We sleep.
gratification.
Sleep. And rest 30 years, what do we do? Once you get a job and everything?
Waste our time in material life.
Yeah, material life, building up money and that and this and this. So he says, Pumsho Varsha Shadam Hiya is Tadartam Chati Tatmanaha Nishvalam Yad Ashauratriam Shete Andam Prapitastamaha. Every human being has a maximum duration of life of 100 years. But for one who cannot control his senses, half of the years is lost in sleep at night. Because we sleep almost 12 hours, being covered by ignorance. And then he has 50 years now left. Now, after that, what happened? Mugdasya bhalya kaishore, krido yati vimasita, bukrata bala kaishore. In the young age, krido, that is all playful thing happens, right? So in the tender age of childhood, when everyone is bewildered, one passes 10 years like that. In boyhood also, he engaged in sporting and playing. Again, there is another 10 years gone. So like that, 20 years is wasted. In old age, when one is invalid, unable to perform material activities, one passes another 20 years wastefully. So what happens? The 100 years, it's gone like that. The first 20 years, you can't be serious in Krishna consciousness. You can give them Krishna consciousness slowly, but then they won't be serious. You have to keep telling your kids, chant, do that, do this. Rarely we see who are kids are devotees from previous life. They already are continuing from where they stopped. So definitely they chant and do all that, but still, and the last 20 years, very difficult, very difficult to imbibe philosophy and all that. But still here in the next sloka, it says, even in the last 20 years, what doesn't go from us? The sense gratification, the desire to enjoy our senses. That doesn't go away. Prabhupada says here, right? Even in the last moment, Prabhupada mentions here, yeah, even towards the end of life, even towards the very end of life, still it is said even in the deathbed, there is that strong sense gratification impulse coming, right? Because of the desire, he still wants to enjoy the company, still wants to enjoy. Now for a man, women, and for a women, man. It's not like always women is saying as Maya. No, for a women, man is Maya, women is Maya. It's just opposite thing. So here we get more and more involved in the material world because of that. So we need to use our human form of life in a very sincere way. And then we know what is the proof that Brahma's lifespan is different, or Brahma's duration of life in his planet and in our planet is different. Any evidence from the Shastra to show that?
Sahasra Yuga Paryantam.
No, any pastime I'm asking. Any pastime from Brahma's life where we see, you remember where it is said that Brahma's one moment is like so many years in this world, in this planet.
Brahma Vimohan
Brahma Vimohan Leela. What happened? How do you say it is Brahma Vimohan Leela?
Brahma has captured the cowherd boys and calf
Yes.
for 100 years, but
Yes.
for that it was only for a moment actually.
Yeah, so by the time he came back, so he was hiding his calves and the cowherd boys, right? Brahma Vimohan Leela. And it was just a moment in Brahma's world. The moment he came here, you can see a moment from Brahma, 1 year on the earth have passed. This is from 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said that when Lord Brahma returned after a moment of time, he had passed according to his measurement, that is in his planet. He saw that for a human measurement, a complete year had passed. And Lord Krishna expanded, right? He became the boys, he became the calves, and everyone he expanded. But why did Krishna actually expand to become the cowherd boys and the calves? Why did Krishna expand like that? What was the main reason?
The gopis wanted to enjoy Krishna, they wanted to serve him too. So he gave them an opportunity to serve him.
The gopis, what about the cows?
Cows also.
So the cows and the gopis, they desired to have Valsalya Rasa with Krishna, right? They had a desire. They told to Yashoda Maya, I wish that Krishna was my boy, my son. Even the cows, no, they wanted to serve Krishna in Valsalya Rasa. Because of that, Krishna expanded to become the cowherd boys to fulfill their pure desire. Krishna became their son. And then for 1 year, 1 year Krishna was their son. But then actually, did anyone find it out? Because Yoga Maya was covering, right? But did anyone find this?
Balaram.
Yeah, Balram. How did Balram find it out? Balram found it, correct. Towards the end of this chapter, you can see that Balram in the 10th canto of 13th chapter, Balram finds it, that it was Krishna who was expanded to the cowherd boys. But how did he find out? Okay.
When Brahma came.
Brahma, but Balram didn't see. Balram didn't see Brahma.
He
Because
found that
in the Brahma Vimohan Leela, Balram was not there. Why? Balram was not there in the Brahma Vimohan Leela. Why?
because his birthday was there.
Yes. So it was his birthday. It was Balram's birthday. And during the birthday, what they do all these dhana, charity. So Balram stayed at home so that he can give charity to the Brahmanas, like cows and gold and everything. So you can see so many instances, even in the Kaliya Leela. Now all this Krishna keeps Balram out because if Balram is there all pastime, Balram is the first expansion of Krishna. So he knows everything, the pastime get disturbed. So purposely Krishna keeps Balram there at home. And then yes, so what was I saying? So yeah, how did Balram find out? Why? Because towards the end of 1 year was about to complete, Balram didn't understand. Because Krishna made him also into bewilderment in the sense just for the pastime purpose. Because Balram should not understand, oh, Madhumangal and Sridham and Subal is all Krishna himself. No. So Krishna made even Balram covered with that, even Yashoda Maya. Nobody understood that's Krishna, no, except Krishna. And then towards the end of the 1 year, Balram saw the calves, even if they have grown up so much, still they are going and drinking mother's milk. Still the cows are feeding the calves. Normally, when the calf grows a little bit, then the mothers don't feed them. They can eat any other extra grass and everything. But the extra attraction of the calves towards the cows, That made Balram suspicious. Arey, what is this happening? Before it's not like this. No, the mother cow doesn't feed the calves always like this, and the bond is not so strong. Even the calves have grown elder, still they are going and drinking the milk, and the cows are allowing and they're licking them. And even the gopas and gopis, they are so attached to the boys. No complaints about anyone in the whole Vrindavan. And Balram was very suspicious, and he looked at Krishna. Krishna, is this your plan? And then Krishna manifested. Krishna was like, I can't hide it from you because you're my first expansion. And then there was the last few days. It's like, I think 1 week, something it's mentioned, 6 or 7 days was remaining. The last few days, Balram found it out. Now here it is said that according to Brahma's calculation, it was a moment of Brahma's life was like 100 years in this planet. So you can see, even if we want to go to Brahma's planet, Brahma Bhuvanar Loka Punaravartina Archana, you have to come down. Shine Punya Marte Loka Vishanti. So you do a lot of pious activities and go to Brahma's world. What happens? Your lifespan is big, like a visa. Your visa for, sometimes you can see in the visiting visa for America, like 10 years you get, but then in Dubai and all, it's like a few months. Different in different countries. So like that, you have visa for Brahma's world, Tapalok, Janalok, Maharlok, all Swarglok. You have different. In Bhuvrlok, it is different. So the moment in Brahma's world is like 100 years here. So the lifespan is also more there. Even in moon planet, Prabhupada says what is the duration of life in moon planet? Okay, here it's 100 years. In moon planet, what is the duration of life?
10,000 years.
How many?
10,000.
10,000. Good. Yes, it's 10,000 years, Prabhupada says. So that's why Prabhupada's like, even if you've gone to the moon planet, because the scientists, they claim that they have landed in the moon and they put a lot of pictures in the website and all. Even if you have gone to the moon planet, how did you come back? Prabhupada's like, why did you come back? Because if you have entered the moon planet, the lifespan is 10,000 years. You're supposed to live there for 10,000 years. How can you come down before that? So that's proof. So many science is like completely getting destroyed by the Shastras. It's not getting destroyed in the sense it's proven wrong so many times. Because we believed all those things. But now in the Shastra, it's common sense to understand. Somebody go to the moon planet, and why did you come down before that? You have to complete your lifespan there and come. So Prabhupada's like, even if they have landed to the moon planet, might be they went in the Sputnik or rocket, whatever they make, the satellite, they gone. Now, why did you come back? If you have really gone to moon planet, by the time you come back, we all won't be here. We would have died. No, because it takes 10,000 years to come down. And with this materialize, you won't be able to see the people in the moon planet. Even if you have gone to the moon planet and you have landed there, you're saying there is no life in the moon planet, but there are people which you can't see because the body of the people in the moon planet is made in different composition. Your eyes is made in different composition. Like nobody could see the universal form because they didn't have the divine eyes. No? Krishna has to. So easy journey to other planets is the book written by Srila Prabhupada. And so setting and rising of the sun, what can we do? If the rising and the setting of the sun should not take your lifespan, you're supposed to do devotional services. Srimad Bhagavatam 2nd Canto explains, Ayur Haridi Vaipumsam Udhayan Astamam Chayan Asav Tasyarte Yad Kshanonita Uttama Sloka Vartaye Uttama Sloka. Krishna is called Uttama Sloka, or it is called the all good personality of Godhead in all the topics. Why do you think Krishna is called Uttama Sloka? Shrinvada Swakara Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Why Krishna is called Uttama Sloka, you know?
Because he is worshipped by the Uttama Slokas.
Yes, he is worshipped by the best of the verses. You worship Krishna. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Devam Acham Vibhu. You saw the verse? Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Parama. All this is high words like the Uttama Sloka. Krishna is worshipped with Uttama Sloka in the sense that the best of the verses. Krishna is worshipped. That's why it's called Uttama Sloka. Now, what happens to a person? Ayur Haradi Vaipumsam. Ayur means the lifespan. Haradi, it's got taken out by Udayat Astaman, by the rising and setting of the sun. But for those who always keep hearing about Krishna and do devotional service, for them, doesn't happen. Both by rising and setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone. Right? Every day we are becoming one great day older, or we are dying so many days. Prabhupada's like, it's your 20th birthday, you died 20 years. That's right. So one who utilizes the time by discussing the topics of all good personality of Godhead, for them, the rising and setting of the sun doesn't decrease the duration. Why? Because we eternally lives. Because the spirit soul eternally lives, except for one who utilizes the time. So what should we do? What is the take-home lesson for today? That we utilize our time. We have just 100 years, and that 100 years, most of us came to Krishna consciousness towards the middle, towards the end. Now, anybody was born in the Krishna conscious movement in this class? I don't think so. Anyone born in a devotee family, in the sense, born in Krishna consciousness in the movement? Anybody here? No? Anybody was chanting Hare Krishna mantra during your childhood? Some teenagers might be here, some college going, but in the childhood, no, not any one of us, right? We all came to Krishna consciousness after might be 15, 20 years. Some of you are young, might be Aishi and all is young, but then very fortunate to come to Krishna consciousness at this age. But then, so we have already lost our so many years of life, right? Let's evaluate. Let's not compare with others' life. What about my life? Yes, I came to Krishna consciousness after so many years of life. I wasted my few years in playing, and then my studies and college and profession and family. I've done enough. Now let's concentrate more on devotional service. Yes, continue your job and whatever service you have in your conditioned life. Let's do it. We have a body, conditioned body. We have responsibilities, but let's be serious. Let's be serious, because we just have maximum is 100 years. Prabhupada says, but not every one of us live like that. Now, how much we live might be 60, 70, 80, 90. If somebody goes to 100, it's like a news in the newspaper celebrating the 100th birthday. So it's very rare. So we don't have much time. Now, I'm not scaring anyone, including me. We don't have any time. I'm telling this so that we become serious in Krishna consciousness. Like, we should not take it for granted. Oh, I have only less life. Like how Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days and he was so eager to know about Krishna, right? So let's say that we have wasted so many years of our this human form of life. Let's be serious. Prabhupada says, be serious in Krishna consciousness, in the sense, chant your rounds regularly, read Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, hear Prabhupada's lectures, and so that by rising and setting of the sun, it doesn't take our duration. Instead, it prolongs our eternal life. No, so because Kaundiya Pradijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashri, Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter that his devotees will never perish. So like Puranjana and just going behind sense gratification, how to satisfy his senses and wasting his form of life. Let's take it as a nice example from Narad Muni. Narad Muni is telling all of us, we are all this Prachina Varhasa. He's saying to all of us that Narad Muni is instructing through Krishna that our lifespan is less, and let's become serious in Krishna consciousness. So whatever time we have, let's completely immerse in chanting. Let's concentrate on the chanting. Don't do radar chanting. I see so many of you opening your eyes and chanting. No, don't open your eyes. You tend to get distracted when you open your eyes. Close your eyes and sit in one place and keep chanting, right? So then what happens? Slowly, the concentration increases. So become serious in chanting. Those who are not chanting 16 rounds, it's Purushottam month. Please increase your rounds, because the one round you chant in Purushottam month is equal to 1,000 rounds chanted, because it's so glorious, and Krishna will definitely give the mercy. Start reading. No, if you don't have developed the habit of reading, please start reading Prabhupada's books, because then otherwise we are Manda Bhagyo. We are so unlucky for not taking association of Prabhupada. Let's do it, so that at least next life we are born in Krishna conscious family. We can start from where we stopped. So every moment is very important. Chanakya Pandit says that any moment that is lost, even if you give hundreds of dollars, thousands of rupees, lakhs of rupees, you won't get it back. That's right, no? So we waste a lot of time. Let's analyze ourselves. Where did I waste yesterday? And did I waste more time in social media, Facebook, WhatsApp? Did I waste time in watching TV or reading newspapers or some gossip and prajalpa? Let me cut down all that time. It's not that we don't have time. It's not we don't prioritize Krishna. If you prioritize Krishna, you have everything. For example, we say, take Premki Shri Mataji. She's a mother of 2 kids and she's a pediatrician in America. Just imagine so busy she is. Still, Mataji takes time to read, to take class and chant her rounds and cook prasadam and whatnot. So much service, right? How is she able to do that? There's enthusiasm. That's because she's seeing how she uses her time correctly. So let's take such devotees as nice example. Namanishta Prabhu, how they involved. Anybody agree with me? Srivas Angad Prabhu, Sridhar Prabhu, how he works for Krishna. So they're so busy in the sense they use their complete time for Krishna's service. Take Prabhupada as example. Now, so let's take some examples and try to not waste our time and use it for Krishna service. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions? Anything to add? You can add something which I missed. Yes, Subbarao Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In this I get it out, both of them entered the city and started enjoying. What is the city? City is indicating what?
No, that's just a place. It's just sitting, just indicating that they need to enjoy in a place. So they just enter into the city, and the city is made up of the 9 gates. City is nothing but our body. And next slokas to discuss with that. 45 verse 45 to 49 discuss about the city with the 9 gates, the 9 holes. Okay, that is the 2 eyes, 2 nose. The kshetra, kshetra means the field of activities. So city is nothing but the holes, the body, and the gates of the cities are explained from verse 45 to 55. 10 verses. Next 10 verses explain the city. The city is nothing but the body, and there are different gates for the city. We'll see from 45 to 47 says about the eyes, which is about the holes in the body. Then Nalini, that is the nostrils, 2 nostrils, the mouth, the ears, genitals, rectum, all these are the different gates, western gates, eastern and northern gates of the city. And the city is compared to the body, Prabhu.
Mataji, it will be 2 cities now then. It's like
2?
different bodies.
Different
They won't
bodies,
enter one
but they
city.
want to become one, no? They want to do sense gratification in that way it is compared to one city. When
Hare
2
Krishna.
personalities coming together under mutual understanding, that's what it is mentioned. So here says the 9 gates of the city. The city is mentioned as the body, and the gates of the city is the holes, the different holes in the body, the 9 holes, the 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, and 1 mouth, genitals, and rectum. And then it is said about the different gates, 7 gates on the surface and all that. We'll see. And they also say the other inhabitants of the city will also be explained in from verse 45 to 55. Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you for joining. Please chant Chaurashtaka daily, and also chant the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita daily, because it's Purushottammas. Offer ghee lamb to Krishna. Okay. So when you do all these things, Purushottamman is glorious. Panchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubheva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo kodi Vaishnavamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you for joining. Hare
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Mataji.